Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Addie, and today we are back with another speed build. This one is a renovation of this is honestly like my favorite build, like my favorite lot in the whole game. Um 90% of the time I live here, if I'm just doing um like a normal let's play, I probably am going to be in this neighborhood, especially probably on this lot. This house is a little bit gross. Not gonna lie. It's not my favorite in terms of like texture or anything. It's not she does not have a lot of dimension going for her. Um but that's kind of what we're fixing today. You'll see that right now I have deleted everything, and then I have also worked on the actual like dimensions of the outside. Um, and then I'm working on the like accent color. I don't like brown as an accent color. To me, brown is like the main color. And then other than that, you have um I don't know, just like other then you have like your neutral accent color of white, black, even like gray, I think is okay. And then from there you have um like your accent, you have like your I don't know. But I didn't really like the brown to be an accent color because I think brown, honestly, brown is like hands down my least favorite color. Um, Probably because it's orange. Like brown is orange, but darker. Um, but I just don't like it. I think it's kind of gross. So I try to avoid brown most of the time. And also I just don't like it on me. Furthermore, so I don't, yeah, I don't like brown. Um but I did something I don't normally do. Um so I switched well, I always take out the whole floor plan upstairs because it's like the worst floor plan on the planet. But um I changed the floor plan of the downstairs, which I don't normally do because I have like this sort of nostalgia for the original floor plan. When I first played The Sims 4, I moved into this house with some money cheats, and I really loved the floor plan. Um, Granted, I was also like, how old was I when I started playing The Sims 4? I think I was like 15 when I started playing The Sims 4. And I don't know, it just I really liked the original floor plan, and I really liked the sim that I made, and I thought she was super cool. Um I'm using a lot of cats and dogs and seasons in this build. I don't know if it's completely um base game, but or like limited pack. I honestly don't remember, but I am using mostly seasons and cats and dogs in terms of packs, and I make the yard significantly bigger. And I also switch out the fence because there is no reason to use the massive, really expensive fence. Like there's just not. And then I did have some issues with it, like not letting me do the stuff that I wanted. So we had to, at one point, I know that I had to completely get out of the game and then get back in. because it just like wouldn't let me paint it, wouldn't let me do anything. So we are now back, and the game decided it was going to work. Um, but so I switched around the floor plan, which don't, I don't think I've ever done in this house. Um, so basically, instead of the living room and dining room being to the left, they're to the right. And then we have the living room on the left instead. Um, which I actually kind of liked because the downstairs, like the back door, is on this side. So usually it's in the kitchen, but I decided to put it in the living room, and I feel like that actually makes a lot more sense than having it through the kitchen. Unless you had like an herb garden or something, but I don't tend to put those in my builds. So, um and then down here we have a games table and then also a computer. Because those are fun things to have. A computer is very useful. You kind of need it in The Sims actually, but and then we also have like the TV and that sort of thing in here. Um I don't know if I put any like other things in here. I think I just put the like the curtains and then call it a day. Before moving on to the bathroom. Or maybe I do the I guess I do the kitchen. Okay, well, it looks like I move on to the kitchen, not the bathroom. Um, and this kitchen is kind of fun. Um, and I was trying to really lean into like how I would have built this the first couple of times that I played The Sims. Or, well, not The Sims um generally, but like The Sims 4. Um and we're using cats and dogs, but for some reason I almost forgot to include pet stuff. Um, I guess I just haven't played with pets in a while because I've been playing my occult challenge instead of my normal gameplay. Normally I just do like normal family gameplay. Um, but I have been doing um the occult challenge, so I haven't really been um playing with pets because they don't really have pets. Um, could I have a pet? Yes. Do I really want a pet? No, not really. Not for these Sims. I think maybe with the um I don't know. I think maybe with one of the next ones we could get a pet, but none of the Sims that I've had have really been pet people, you know? So I just haven't really wanted to get any because they don't feel like they would really want that. Um, so I just haven't gotten it. We are moving into the main entryway right now, and this is honestly, I don't love doing entryways because I never know what to put in big entryways like this. So it's very beige, very simple. There's just like some umbrellas, coats, a shoe rack, that sort of thing. The thermostat, because we're using seasons. I did put some watering cans by the back door, which I don't remember doing, but that's good. And then I feel like I put something in the middle, but I don't remember what it is. So I guess we'll just see. And then one thing that I really like doing in my bathrooms when I have the space is to put the toilet and the shower in a separate place than the sink. Because then if your sim goes in there to like get water, for example, they're not walking in on grandma taking a bath, which is very helpful. I find that my sim my Sims are actually really obsessed with water. So I just don't really, I just like to avoid people walking in on each other when I get the opportunity. And then the primary bathroom is actually really big. They have, I probably could have done the same thing where they have like a toilet and a sink separate, but I decided not to, because having a big bathroom is kind of nice. So they've got like a big sink, lots of counter space, that sort of thing. And then up here we've got a kids' playroom kind of area. Um, and I really like having a playroom at the landing, especially if it's like a bigger landing where I can fit lots of stuff, because then it like the kids can have more space. This poor baby's room is very large or very small. Sorry. There's a I meant for it to say it needs to be bigger. And then my brain was like, yeah, it is large. And I'm like, no, different kind of thing. I wish the mobiles came in different lengths, but it's been like that for years. I don't think they'll change it. So in here we've got a bassinet. I imagine that this bassinet was probably like a was used but is no longer sort of situation. And then we've got twin infants, which sounds absolutely horrible. Um, and then we do have like a dresser and some blocks, and I don't remember if I put, oh, I don't think I put the playmat because we're not using growing together. So your Sims don't actually need the playmat to get milestones because they don't have milestones. Um, and so, yeah, we just have like a plant and some curtains in here. I really like having the big panels. And then I fixed the teddy bear in one of them. And then we move on to this bedroom, and I don't remember what age is in here. I think it's a teenager's bedroom. So the teenager does have to live right next to the nursery, which sounds horrible, to be honest, but this Sim is kind of crafty, into painting, woodworking, flower arranging. So there's lots of that in here. Um, and they also really like animals. Or maybe they don't really like animals. Maybe they just have a calendar. I don't know. Um, but we have so I don't know, it's kind of nice in there. This is a um yeah, so it's very pink as well. But I don't mind that. I like doing pink bedrooms. I I used to really love like bright pink when I was little, but I don't know that then I reached like teen and I decided I didn't really like um pink in the same way that I liked it when I was younger. So I decided that I didn't like pink, but now I don't mind pink. But maybe this is just me being autistic. When I was a kid, I thought you either had to like a color or you had to dislike the color. Now I understand that there's more nuance to that, but we have a child in this room. They have a slablet and then they've got a little lighthouse lamp. I imagine this kid was like really into the ocean. Unfortunately, Island Living does not come with Dollhouse, so I had to use one of the normal base game ones. And then we get a bug rug and lots of like reading posters. I imagined that this kid probably really likes to read. Um, and then, so we've got four kids. And then lastly, we are moving on to the primary bedroom before moving back outside. The primary bedroom, I decided to go with this bed. I don't use it very much. I think it's a little bit ugly, but it also looks really cozy. So I decided that I would try to use it. It would be very brown, very gray in here. The whole house is kind of brown and gray, but I felt like that kind of made sense for the primary bedroom to match the rest of the house. So I decided to go along with it. And then we just have like the simpler things. So my favorite dresser in the whole game from Seasons, a lamp, another dresser for, I imagined it was a pair of parents. So one parent has the favorite one from Seasons, and then the not favorite one from Seasons. And then going through making sure that everywhere has curtains before moving back outside. Um, and I actually really like the landscaping on this build. I think it's really simple and I kind of like it I like it being simple. Um so we have just some nice little bushes around the side, and then I get a little I don't know if it's a porch or if it could be a patio. I get a little paved section of the backyard. And we've got some bushes that go around it on a few of the lengths. Quite a few of the trees. In the original build, they had like a line of trees of the like skinnier ones. So I kind of did like an ode to that. And then we've got a couple of oak trees and a couple of these like shorter guys. Lots of trees on this build. I really like the lots of trees, but if you're a person who likes to have your Sims rake the leaves, this is probably not the build for you. Unless, unless you like really love having your Sims um what do you call it? Rake the leaves. And then sure, but I personally don't like to do that. So I really like the trees. But if you don't really like trees, this is probably not the place for you to live. Um, but I am getting some lights, and the back is kind of ugly, not gonna lie, but that's okay. Um, and I did create like a little tiny space for the um trash cans. It's quite simple. I really like putting terrain paint like under the trees and under the fences, the foundation, that sort of thing. To me, it feels like it's more intentional that you didn't just like plop something down in the middle. And then we are getting a few like a grill and some tables and some stuff for the babies and things. But we are coming to the end of the video, so if you liked it, if you would like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot. And I will see all of you next time. Bye now.